We are now entering uncharted territory. I kid. This is very chartered territory at this company. We like to call ourselves design first. It has design in the name, which we also have a dedicated domain for. But it is very common knowledge that design works very closely with the tech team to build the products we build. So, from a CTO's perspective, what does design first actually mean in a software build?
We built a lot of software and software products that real users will use in the future, like once it's done and deployed. So it's of course not something like purely that's only on the back end and integrates different systems. So we always have to think about how the user will use what we build, and starting there with design first, like actually building the UI UX designs, for example, and designing the user flow throughout the application is definitely a very important step. And of course, it sometimes delays the actual implementation because, of course, you need probably a lot of feedback rounds and to actually get it, maybe not perfect, but to a sense of, to a state that it's actually usable and confirmed. And only then you can really start with the implementation. So you do need to factor all of this in, also when planning projects and setting deadlines and so on. So this is definitely something different than if you have just front-end developers that just start building things and then you just see where it goes. But then usually you have then afterwards to change a lot of things and go back to a lot of screens and improve them. So design first is definitely helping a lot with streamlining the process and making sure that everything works. But adds, of course, this additional complexity on top.
Okay, that's good to know. Designers design things and developers develop things. This is at least what people commonly believe, but we know that they intersect at multiple levels. So, in your opinion, how can investing in UX design improve system performance or efficiency?
A lot of things are much easier to implement if you already know the end goal. So if you already know how the platform will look like, how it's used, what are the different areas of the platform that we need to develop, it's much easier to already design in a different sense, like design the actual system architecture and APIs in a way that also matches this. And this usually also means better performance, faster implementation, less bugs, and so on. So investing in this UI UX first, besides all of the benefits for the actual user, of course, in the end, is also helping performance and implementation time.
Understood. In a similar vein, how can early design work help ensure API and integration decisions are future proof?
So here again, it's very important to know what the end goal is. Of course, we know that systems and products that we build will change over time, requirements will change, or new features will be added. So you need to be flexible and adaptable, but at least knowing, okay, what is the end like set of features that we want, how do they look, how do they work together, helps us to just design the system in a technical way also better. And that will make it future proof, of course.
Good to know. And finally, is there a link between a clean design system and faster release cycles?
I think a very clean design system also helps the developers to build reusable components and make sure that the actual code they build is also easier to change and more unified throughout the whole application. So, and then if the designer, for example, adds a new button somewhere, then it's much easier for the developers to just add this button in this particular design to the page if they already have the design system in place and working. And that, of course, will help you to release faster because you will implement the changes the designers want a lot quicker.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lars, for your time.
Thanks for having me.
And until the next time, we have some tech questions for you.
Awesome.